All right, front hood. Let's give you guys some help on the front hood. So in Fusion, make sure you have a file called front hood. Make sure that it's in the RaceCar folder and make sure you've clicked save. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start a new sketch. I'm going to pick any plane. Let's take a look at the print. Front hood. So I'm going to start with the front view. Looks like I can sketch just about all of these shapes, starting with a big rectangle. I have the width and I have the height. These two dimensions. I'm going to start with that. My width is 2.350 and my height is 0.540. 0.540 to 0.350. So there's my rectangle. And that demonstrates the front view, overall shape. Now we've got this little notch right here. It's a rectangle also. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool and I'm going to draw a rectangle, but I'm not going to snap to the midpoint. I'm going to make sure I move away from the midpoint, but somewhere along the bottom edge of the line. And I'm going to draw a small little rectangle, just like that. I'm going to go back to my print and I'm going to look, and it shows me how far the edge of the rectangle is off of the back edge of the view. Let's look at that. 1.110. So that would be a dimension from the back edge to this edge, 1.110. And you can see that it pulls the edge of that rectangle back that distance away. Back to the print. The front edge of this rectangle is this distance away from the back edge. Let's look. 1.310. I can do that. Dimension. 1.310. But this is still blue. That means it doesn't know how tall to be. Let's go back to the print. And I can see this little dimension right here. And if I click on it, 0.250. So I'll click those two edges and put 250 in. I'm almost done with the front view, but I have this inclined edge, this angled line that strikes through the top right edge. So I'm going to draw it first with a line, making sure I don't snap to the midpoint anywhere. I just kind of draw it by clicking on the edges, but not the midpoints. So it's blue. And then if I go back to the print, it'll show me how far up off the bottom right here this edge is, 0.130. So dimension from here to here, 0.130. And then I need to know where this point is. And you'll notice that this point lines up in the top view with this dimension. And you can see the dimension line lines up. 0.900. It's dead on. So that works. Quick, 0.900. Oops. So now I have the profile or the shape of the front view. I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to extrude it, but I don't know how far to extrude it until I read the print, which is in my right view. This is showing how deep it is. 1.180. 180. So this is a good start. However, if I look at the top view, I've got the two sides that have been cut away. It's got like a little angle that's been cut. So how am I going to do that? Well, if you rotate to the bottom, just like this, I'm going to make a sketch on this bottom face. So start sketch, click the bottom face. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my line tool. And according to the print, I need to draw two lines, one like this and one like this. Make sure they're angled. So I'm going to start in this corner, and I'm just going to snap somewhere along the front edge. And then I'm going to click and snap somewhere along this front edge there. Now let's look at the print. This is going to tell me how far down off of the top right corner this should go. 0.350. Like that. This is going to be the same for the bottom. Just like that. Now notice what happened. This didn't turn black and it didn't lock onto this corner. It kind of like fell as I dimensioned it. This one locked. I can't move it. So if I want to try to lock it to the model, I can try with my mouse to drag it, bring it over this corner, and if it lights up, I can let go and it should turn black. But it didn't do that for me. It doesn't seem to want to grab onto the geometry. This is a very common thing in Fusion. So what I can do is I can project the geometry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press P on my keyboard, and then I'm going to click the shape of the model behind it, and I'm going to click OK. You'll notice that there are some purple lines that now appear, and now if I click, hold, and drag, I can now drop my geometry onto that corner, and now it's locked. See that? So now I'm going to finish my sketch. I would recommend all of you, even if you were able to lock to the geometry, to project all of these shapes and click OK, and then finish your sketch. And the reason why is because when we click this button, extrude, go ahead and do that, it's going to help you to pick these shapes. You can see them light up right now. They're lighting up because it has a region or it has a profile. And by projecting the model to the sketch, you can see that it now has all these lines that I can pick, just like that. And I could put a distance in, or I can just grab this arrow and slide it in the negative direction. And if I spin it, you'll kind of see what's happening. It's cutting the model along those edges. And I am now done. Looks great. Click Save. And the front hood is now